Hey guys, it's Katie with Factory Direct Crafts, and today we're going to be working on this awesome autumn rake. What you're going to need for this project is you're going to need one old rake. You're going to need some different artificial greenery, like I'm using autumn leaves, I'm using berries, and I'm using sunflowers today. You're going to need some wire cutters, a pair of scissors, some wired ribbon, and some floral arranging wire. So once you got all of the supplies together, let's get started on this fun project. Okay, so the first step in creating your fall rake wreath is going to be cutting and arranging the different leaves and flowers that you have. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set this aside for a second. We're going to take this bunch of leaves and I'm going to start by trimming off each individual branch. They come in this big bundle and that's a little hard to work with. So we're just going to start by separating these like so. Okay, now that I have all of my leaf branches separated, I'm going to go ahead and start applying them as a base to my rake. So I have this really great vintage rusted rake, and I found this just at a thrift shop. I think it will really add to the look of this wreath. It just has a really cool antique vibe, which is awesome. So now I'm just going to go ahead and start arranging these on here. So I have this floral wire, and I'm going to cut about 2.5 3-inch pieces of this. Lay the leaves on the side of the rake and wrap the floral wire around the stem, just like so. And I'm going to keep doing this until I have a thick base of leaves to build the rest of the florals around. And you can make them go up past the top of the rake if you liked. I'm going to do that with a few pieces. This is really just to eye, so whatever you think looks best. So I'm going to go ahead and work on this for a few minutes and I'll show you what I have as a base when I'm done. Okay, once you have that nice leaf base built on there, we're going to go ahead and start adding some accent pieces. So I'm going to start with these fall berries right here, and it's going to be the same sort of thing. I'm going to just cut off a bunch right here at the base. And I'm going to cut off several bunches, and I'm going to kind of build my own little cluster. And this will go right in the center here of the wreath. So I'm going to use these two pieces and put them on about midway up, right about there. So I'm going to go ahead, set this aside for a second. I'm going to grab my floral wire again, and I'm going to roll out about a 3-inch piece. Trim that off. And now I'm going to wire these two bunches together. So I'm just going to string that through the center of each. And use the tip of this wire to twist them together. And now we're going to add this to our rake as well. Pull this back over. And I want it to be about midway up, so right about there. That looks good. And I'll just unravel another pretty long, about 5-inch piece of this. We want to make sure it wraps around the whole thing. Snip that wire. And I'm going to tuck it in between the rake prongs and come up through the leaves and wrap it around this berry stem, securing it right in place. Nice and tight so it doesn't blow off if you want to display this outdoors. And there we have it. And I'm just going to trim the excess just like so. Okay, and that looks great. The final little accent piece I want to add is some of my beautiful sunflowers. So I have these right here. And it's going to be the same thing where I'm just going to use my wire cutters and snip them at the base. And then this is going to allow me to arrange them just how I like. Okay. 3 should be plenty. And I'm going to make a nice little bouquet. I'll make sure you get the tags off of those. Okay. So I'm going to start with one. When it comes to flower arranging, I often find that less is more. So just remember that as you're adding to your rake. If it looks too cluttered, start taking away. And I'm sure you'll be happy with your finished result. So I'm actually gonna, because I don't like the way this looks sideways, seeing the bottom of the bottom of the flower, I'm going to try sticking that through the bottom. So I just slid that stem. You can see they're straight through. And these are actually wire stems. So I'm going to wrap this up and back down through the rake again. Just like so. And there we go. So there's my first flower. And let's see if a second looks good here. I might try one right here. And that looks, I'll show you what that looks like. Just like that. Yeah, and I really like the look of that second one, so I'm going to go ahead, flip this over, and I'm going to do the same thing where I wrap this stem around the edge of the rake and back through. And this one's extra long, so I'm going to go around one more time and back in again. Okay. And I think that I might try for one more sunflower down there right at the base of the rake. Let's see here. I'm going to slide it through. So we got this nice little bunch of 3 sunflowers, just like that. Okay, and I'm going to do the exact same thing with this one where I wrap it around. And down. And up through. So there's what my arranging looks like. And like I said before, yours can look totally different. It's really just preference and what you think looks best. And once you have it on there, you can play with it a little bit more, move things around. But I'm going to go ahead and show you the final step, which is adding a big bow to the bottom. So I have this gorgeous burlap ribbon. And I'm just going to cut a large piece for myself here. And I'm going to tie a nice, beautiful bow right here at the bottom. Now, if you want to, you can watch the bow tutorial that I have on here, and that'll teach you how to tie different kinds of bows. If not, you can keep it simple with just a bow like this that I'm sure you know how to make already. And you just tie that on there. It's wire ribbon, so it arranges perfectly. Trim the end, and you are set to go. Anyways, you guys, I hope you have a lot of fun playing around with this project. I really would love to see what your finished rake wreaths look like. So if you would post photos or tag us in your images, we would love that. Anyways, I hope you guys have a lot of fun playing around with this project. Thanks for watching, guys.